Welcome to the Candle Business Coach Podcast, a show about the craft of candle making and small business. I'm your host, Kirsty Allen, and I'm a candle maker, mum of three, and kindness advocator. Join me as I dive into all things candles and small business and deliver advice and tips to you in episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Are you on the list to get my daily motivation emails? Every day I'll send you a message that is designed to help keep you focused on taking action toward your goals. Sign up using the link in the show notes. This episode is brought to you by my free ebook, the Candle Business Marketing Kickstarter Kit. Inside this free ebook, you'll find your blocks of time and learn actionable tips so you can grow your business faster and earn more income to lead you to your goals. Check out the link in the show notes for your copy. Welcome back to the podcast, my friend. In today's episode, I'll be sharing with you the 5 things you need to do before you start selling candles. And if you've already started selling your products, these 5 things should be a good confirmation or reminder for you. I've also got some fantastic resources and product recommendations for you, so let's get into today's episode. The first thing to do before you start selling is get insurance. This point is number 1 because it is so important to ensure you have proper coverage for your home, contents, and business needs. That said, I won't go into a huge amount of detail in this episode as I have another episode coming in a few days, which is the next episode to be released, with Nicole from Aussie Insurance. We chat about the importance of having insurance when you're a candle maker and why you must consider home and contents protection as well. I cannot stress enough how crucial it is to obtain insurance. You just don't want to leave anything to chance. So I'll link Aussie's website in the show notes so you can check out the candle maker's policy, which includes public and product liability insurance. The second thing to do before you start selling is test your candles. As mentioned in episode 6 of the podcast, 5 mistakes every new candle maker makes, testing your candles is really important and is part of the insurance claim process. Thinking that once you've bought a new candle that it's ready to sell without testing is a huge mistake and can actually be quite unsafe. The reason is simple. You can't possibly know if your candle meets safety and performance standards until you burn the candle. You need to find a system that you can consistently follow which documents all the details of your testing. The date, wax choice, fragrance oil percentage, the wick type and how many wicks you use, if you use additives or colour dyes, etc. Every combination must be tested and written down so you can track the performance of that candle. So, to make your life a little bit easier, I wanted to share an amazing resource that I found. The Perfected Chandler have created a Chandler's Little Book of Secrets, which is a 300-page journal for all candle makers. But it's so much more than a journal. It contains a variety of tips, tricks, and helpful sections to make your journey as a chandler a lot more enjoyable. My favourite section is naturally the testing labels, as you can actually put them on your candle jars and write down all the relevant information you need to track your testing process. We test candles to ensure they are safe for our customers to light in their home, and by using the Chandler's Little Book of Secrets, testing becomes a really easy way to track everything. If you're interested in purchasing, I've popped a link in the show notes so you can order a copy for yourself. The third thing to do before you start selling is price your candles. Before selling your candles, you need to know your cost of goods to be able to properly price your products for sale. This goes for both retail and wholesale. I came across an amazing inventory management program that does a whole lot more than just calculate your cost of goods, but using the program to work out your prices is a great starting point. The software is called Inventora, and I'll link it in the show notes. To work out your cost of goods, you first need to sit down and go through every element that makes up your candle. So I'm referring to, and this is a long list, so bear with me, your candle jar or vessel, the lid if you use one, the wax, fragrance oil, wick, stickum, label, warning label, crystals and floral decorations if you use them, gift box, a label for the gift box, and of course your shipping materials. So the shipping box, ribbon if you use to decorate the inside of the box, shredded paper, bubble wrap or packing peanuts, the thank you card, the candle care card, and of course your business card. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, and it is a big task to work out the individual cost of each item, but by using Inventora, and yes, they have a free plan you can use, it takes all of the hard work out of costing your completed product, as you won't need to use any spreadsheets or any calculations yourself. Inventory does have a paid offering as well, so if and when you want to integrate your inventory into Shopify, Etsy, Wix or Square, you'll be able to easily join them together. Now, once you know your cost of goods, either using Inventora or a spreadsheet, you can then work out your prices for sale. A general rule of thumb is the cost of goods times 4 for retail, or the cost of goods times 2 for wholesale. So for example, say you have a small candle that costs $5 to make. You would then sell that same candle for $5 times 4 for retail, which is $20, or $5 times 2 for wholesale, which is $10. Now bear in mind, you also want to factor in some other items into your selling prices, such as your insurance costs, your website, whether it's annual or monthly cost, and you also want to factor in your wage or hourly rate. When you start your candle business, there are so many things to consider and research along the way, especially when it comes to choosing the right suppliers. Long Story Short provides all your design and printing needs, from your logo and branding to designing and printing your product labels. The quality is exceptional, the customer service is amazing, and prices are very reasonable. They're the only label company I recommend, so check out their website or send them an email today to get started. hello@longstoryshortdesign.com.au. The fourth thing to do before you start selling is know your customer. Thinking that everyone will be a customer of yours is like assuming everyone will only eat at one restaurant. Everyone has different needs and are individual when it comes to candles. Some people like candles in jars, others prefer pillar candles. Some like a white or a cream colour candle, others like bright colours to match their decor. Then of course there are the many different types of fragrance oil categories and the numerous scents in each category. My point is, there's no way you can be prepared for every type of person who wants to buy candles. So rather than trying to appease the masses, focus in or niche down on a group of people who like a particular type of candle or product. But also, just as importantly, work out what type of candles you like to make and that bring you joy and light you up, pun intended. You want to find that beautiful balance between making candles you love and selling candles people love to buy. The fifth thing to do before you start selling is know your marketing, or have a good marketing plan. Having a plan for marketing in place for how you want to sell your candles is imperative. You need to think about whether you'll sell online through your website or Etsy, for example. Will you go down the market store path? Have you considered wholesaling or consignment? What about white labeling? Knowing which methods appeal to you will dictate where you spend your money, time and energy promoting and investing in your business. You have limited resources, so you need to work out where and how you want to sell and market your products online or in person. So to recap, the 5 things to do before you start selling candles are: number 1, get insurance; number 2, test your candles; number 3, price your candles; number 4, know your customer; and number 5, know your marketing. Let me know which of the 5 you'll be working on first to get your business off the ground if you're new to candle making, or if you're an experienced chandler, let me know if any of the 5 were a surprise to you. DM me at Candle Business Coach on Instagram. And thanks everyone for listening today. I hope this episode added value to your candle making journey. Check out the show notes for all the links mentioned throughout today's episode. And if you would like to submit a question, send me a DM on Instagram at Candle Business Coach. And if you haven't already, download your free copy of my guide, 5 Simple Steps to Start Your Candle Journey. It contains tips and advice before you make your first candle, and details are in the show notes. Lastly, please subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. And thanks again for listening. Have a beautiful day.